what this neural networks actually is. So this is designed inspired from our biological neural connection setup. So every neurons are something like a cells where it is connected to a different cell using a kind of a connection, right? So even in case of our nervous system, like in brain, like where you have the neural system, so even there, like the information from one cell to another cell is passed through the connection, right? So it will fire sometimes, means like which will transmit like 101 a spike or something. So that information is connected here. Depending on this information, again next cell will again fire, and to next, like maybe again like this is connected to different cells. Like it won't be connected to a single cell. So these will actually be connected to multiple cell. Like it is very complex connections over here. So, and depending on your connections, what you get from this cell, so depending on those values, this will get fired sometimes conditionally. For certain condition, it will get fired, and similarly, that happens for every cell. So, for simplicity, let's talk about a single cell. And this cell, let's say, have some connections here with few cells here. Okay, so this, let's say, is 1 0 0, something like this. So, and at particular moment, like let's say it's an add function. Okay, let's take very simple function. So 1 0 1. Okay, let's do this. And for these three, I'm, let's say, doing an add. Okay, and when I'm adding these three, and in case what I'm doing is I am making a fire signal. Here I'll write a condition: if it is greater than 2 or greater than or equal to 5, like something like this. This is our setup. Let's say every cell what you have here will have something like this, will have some condition for which it will fire, and it will take inputs from different cells. Okay, so let's take this scenario and see like what it will do. Here you give like 1 1 0, you are adding these three, right? So adding these three, output will be 2. So is it greater than or equal to 2? Yes, it is greater than or equal to 2. So this will give you 5, means like it will give you 1 here. Okay, similarly, in case if your previous inputs, like what you get from your previous cells are like 0 0 0, then what will happen in that case? Like your value is 0. So 0 is less greater than or equal to 2, it's a false, right? So the condition is not satisfied, so it will give 0. Okay, so this is how like this will happen. So even in our neural system, it will be something like this. So what you have is like a cell, few cells, one more cell, like all these will be connected somewhere like this, and again like each will have a branches again. So it will be quite complex, you can see like this. Even what we have our eyes, right? So you get input from our eyes, like it's a kind of an image, right? So that image is passed through a few cells, let us say that way. So it is quite complex in processing. So let's say these are the input cells which are connected to our eye, and you will get an image here. Okay, so and there will be a complex nervous system here, so which actually gets fired. Like let's say this gets fired in case there is a red color. This gets fired in case if there is any object there. Like this gets fired when in case if there is any curve there, something like this. Okay, it is a curved object. Like that, there can be like many different conditions for each of the cell. Okay, so and finally it get fired over here, and depending on that, final action will be taken. Something like if there is some kind of car speeding towards you, or if there is any fire surrounding you. Okay, so that should actually alert you, right? So some kind of alert, like which will with which you will be doing some immediate repulsive action, right? So such thing actually uh, from your eye. Okay, or other sense organs, it will do a processing, take an image. Indirectly it's an image anyway. So it will fire a few neurons. Depending on that, you will take a final action. Maybe you have to run from there or something like that. So you can convert like some kind of input into something completely different. Even something like this, like what you hear from your ears, okay? The sound what you get, like the words what people others speak. So you will hear, and this is a kind of a sense organ, right? So it will convert into a language where your brain can understand and like respond, right? So again, like that will be through a kind of a neurons which will fire for certain words. In case if it is an ask question where he is asking something, so it will fire few neurons. If it is something like asking you to do something, like means like not asking, like ordering you to do something, it will fire some other neurons. If they are telling some answer regarding like for the question which you ask, it will fire some other neuron. It can be anything, like we don't exactly know what particular neuron fires for what. Okay, it's just it is known that like there are a complex system of neurons which will automatically like fire for certain ways, and finally it will make a decision. Okay, it is something like this. And one more thing is like for this kind of setup, what will also be there is like let's say now we told like it will fire for something, right? So similarly for our neural network, if you take here is just like generically for understanding, we have written it this way, that when your condition is greater than or equal to 2, it will fire as 1. So but actually in reality we don't know, and it will be like some weight, like if it is like depending on that, like it will do a multiplication and we'll get an output. It is something like that. And even for this case, right, so once it is here, it's like in our machine learning we know that, right, like we get a data, and from that our model will adjust to that data, right, to get it an optimal position. So it will adjust to the data. Similarly, even our neural system will do also do the same way. So it from our childhood it will start learning, seeing the data around, and from that what it will do is it will adopt the weights for the neurons which were these. So all these will get adopted. Maybe I don't know exactly, but let me give a kind of example which may be completely invalid in case scientifically or biologically. So maybe when you are a kid or something, like when a child like is just born, or when he is there only for a few months, he did not actually look around for few right. So he don't know exactly what is a building, what is a car, how humans looks. He start looking slowly, right? And slowly he will start recognizing this kind of figure is actually a human, this kind of thing is actually a chair or something like that. Slowly we keep telling, like while he's growing, we keep teaching him, hey, this is a chair, this is a book, this is a pen, something like that, right? And slowly what he will do, he will adopt such that if he sees that chair again, right, or maybe some change which looks similar to that, some object which looks similar to that, he will think it is a chair, right? So what will actually happen is, let's say there is a output which is a chair or not a chair. Okay, if it is 1, it can be a chair. If it is 0, it's not a chair. Sorry, if it is 0, it's not a chair. Yeah. So in that case, in case if it sees a chair, okay, some object which looks like a chair, it can be a chair. So what happens is, so his eyes sees it, like he will do some processing, and we would have taught him early that like this is a chair, right? So what happens is some neurons weight will get adjusted, and finally this neuron which will actually recognize within the brain that that is a chair actually fires when means like will be 1 towards like when we see an chair, right? And when he sees some other object, this particular neuron doesn't fire. It is something very simple as that, but it won't be in reality, it won't be like very simple like this, but our neural network, we will take this kind of interpretation. Okay, so this is the thing. So can we do something like this? So when we see this, we can see that your eyes is actually giving a data, right? So similarly, let's take something like image which we captured from a camera, and you have some neural network, so which is something like this what we have drawn here. And finally your output is to detect whether it is a chair or not. Okay, let's do very basically. Okay, so what will happen is you initially what you should be doing is you have to train this image, like giving many images of chairs, chair 1, chair 2, chair 3, something so on. Like in case of, I'm talking about neural network, not now in our biological neural system. So what we should be doing is we should give some data of images of chairs and not a chairs as well, because they have to differentiate between chair and not a chair. And you have to train a neural network, say that you give it, and then it will give some output. Then what you do, like is it really, then it's a classification loss, right? Is it a chair or not? If you give chair and it detects as a chair, then it is fine. If it is not, then you define a loss function, and through this loss function, you with the optimizer, you actually adjust the weights of neural network. Previously we did not, yeah, we called weight sets even there, like the theta x, right? So previously we used in our linear regression, our logistic regression and also on, like we used to have this theta x, where we are actually learning this theta, right? Similarly, this neural networks also has weights. So each of them can have weights, something like this. Like I'll also tell that example. So that weights can be tuned, means like towards a better optimal value. And then finally we'll be getting this neural network trained for your classification. So finally, when you give a new image, and if you give a new image, like where it is like this, okay, let us say this is treat it as a chair. Okay, so when if you give this image, then what it will do is it will treat it as a chair. It can give a probability, you can, it need not be like 1, it can give a probability just like how we have in logistic regression and all. So something like 0.9, 0.8, something like this. So when it is a not a chair, it can give, like instead of 0, it can give 0.1, 0.2, something like this. Okay, we can keep a threshold like to what we can differentiate between chair and not a chair. So this is how even the training a neural network will work. But before going forward to that level, let's see like how actually weights will look in this. Okay, previously if you remember in our linear regression or logistic regression, we used to have theta naught plus theta 1 x1 plus theta 2 x2 plus so on, right? So this is how we used to have, and these are our weights. Okay, so and actually the one which doesn't have any x, previously what we did, we actually kept x1 equal to 1 and we added theta naught x1, that's not right. But here we don't add it this way. So instead we leave it as it is and call it as bias. So this we call it bias, and these are weights. We can do the same actually over there as well. So but we discuss more weights and bias in neural network, so I'm mentioning it here again. So theta naught, actually it won't be like this. So but what I'm telling is, for everything like where you have x with multiplication with x1, that is a weight, and which doesn't have, which is a constant, that we call it bias. Okay, so y will be like something like x plus b, where this is weight, this is bias. Okay, so this is how it is. And let's take the same example what we had discussed here and talk about like weights and bias over there. Okay, so let's take the same example where we are adding 3 of them, and okay, so and you are firing here. Okay, where you have a condition, it is greater than 2. And these inputs, instead of having it directly 0 1 1, maybe it can be anything. Okay, 0 0, you can have a kind of a multiplier over there. So instead of directly giving these inputs, which you can call it like x1 x2 x3, instead of giving them directly, you can have a multiplication with some weights, some multiplier like 2 minus 1 and 10, something like this. It can be anything. Okay, so and let me have a different multiplication here. Okay, so something like this. So 5 is too much, let's, it can be okay greater than 1. Okay, so this is how it can be. Let's take it simply, like why you don't want to be complex. So let's put 1. Okay, so we can have some multiplication factors here, so with which we multiply the input, and finally along with it you can add some value or subtract some value here. Okay, so let me add plus, okay, -5. Okay, let's add this or -1. It can be anything like you want. Just I want to see a simpler example here. Okay, +1. I am only doing +1 here. Okay, so this is how maybe a cell in your neural network will look like. So what it will have is, it is taking inputs from 3. It has 3 inputs. So in these 3 inputs it will get multiplied with your value here. So 1 into 2 plus 0 into -1 plus 0 into 1. So these 3 we are adding, and after adding, what we are doing for this, we are adding +1. Okay, so the value will be, this is y, let's say. So it's not y, actually after the condition it will be y. Let's take it as a y1 and final y. Okay, so let's take it y1. So what y1 is, 2 plus 1, it's 3, right? So 3 is greater than or equal to 1. It's true, right? So this condition satisfied, it will fire as 1. So you'll get output 1. Okay, something similar to that. I'll ask, like now you say for this, like what the output will be. You can calculate in your notebooks or something, and give an example. So 0 for the green, like what I'm writing here. uh, okay, what the output will be here, it is 0 -1 -1. uh, please make a calculation and then tell me the answer. Hello.
It's 1, yeah, equal to 1.
Okay, so it is +1 +1. You're talking about like final y or the intermediate one?
Yeah, yeah. Y1
Okay,
is 1,
y1
and then y
actually
is
no, here it is -1 into 1. This is 1. Sorry, I might have, this is -1. So y1 is 0 into 2 plus -1 into -1 plus -1 into 1 plus 1. So yeah, here it is 1 -1 plus 1. Yeah, y1 is 1. True. So it is greater than or equal to 1. So it is firing again, right? So your final y is also 1 again. Okay, cool. Yeah, correct. So this is how like it is done. You can do the same. You can change the values so that like you can get y as well. So let's say for some particular output, okay, we also do the other way around. Like instead of changing the inputs, let me only change the outputs here. Sorry, not the outputs. Like weights here. Okay, so let me draw the same figure again. Okay, so I'm having the same values, like 0 -1 -1, and like previously the weights are 2 -1 1. So I want you to change the output, like sorry, not the output. I want you to change the weights such that instead of 2 -1 1, so that our final value is 0 here. Okay, please suggest some value so that this value goes to 0, these weights. But one small thing, like don't make all the weights as 0. So without that, like suggest some value for these weights, so that the value like our final y is 0.
It's already 0 right now.
But here we have a plus
No,
one,
no, no.
right? That
No, you have +1 here. No?
Then the third one -1 into 2 we can make.
Okay. -1 to 2. Okay. Yeah, sure. So if you keep it -1 instead of 1, so what will happen now is, so 2 into 0 into 2 plus -1 into -1 plus -1 into -1 plus 1. So here it is 1 plus 1. Oh, it's not this one -1. I think we should do the other way around. Oh, you told 2, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yes, we can make this 2. Okay, so what we have is, like, instead it is -2, right? So you have I think this you told instead of that. 1 into minus 1, like we got it like 0 finally. So, and which is like not greater than equal to 1. So the condition is not satisfied. So this neuron doesn't fire, right? So what we actually did is, let us say now we have actually, what we have done here is, we have given a data, and for that data we have told that this neuron should not be fired. It's just the weights for that, right? So what we have done here, so for that, what we have checked like when it can go 0, and we have adjusted our weights and made it not fire, right? Similarly, exactly the same thing will happen in our training here. So when to fire, when not to fire, right? So when we give a chair, not a chair image, and still if it is firing as a chair, okay, then that is a loss, right? So that loss will actually tell you how much of your weights to be tuned, such that you, how much of your weight should be adjusted, such that you get correct prediction. So when it is not a chair, make it don't fire the neuron. Similarly, the other way around, when it is 0, not firing, and then it will adjust the weight such that when you give a chair image, it should fire as 1. Same thing will happen here. Okay, so but here we are doing it manually here, but there it will be done automatically through an algorithm, that when you keep training and giving a data, and you give a model here, so and finally a loss function will actually determine you how much of your weight value should be changed, and with that, like, it will finally predict you proper value. And again, guess like what will be used to change the weights. Okay, it's same how we have done it for a linear regression or a logistic regression and so on. Sorry, like for a linear regression, how do we do the same way? We use a gradient descent kind of algorithm to adjust the weights here. So previously what the weight is there, so the new weight will be theta new will be theta old plus alpha into dl by d theta. So the same thing will be used again. So that's what, like, once you learn just like linear regression and logistic regression, the entire machine learning algorithm, you can get command about most of the machine learning algorithms. I can't say whole, because like we have like few others where we use slightly different way. So this can be used like through the gradient descent. We can actually adjust like how much of this value should be changed, such that we finally get a correct output. Okay, the optimal output. So that is how, like, actually the again gradient descent will actually go into depth. We won't be we'll be covering these things mathematically in depth, so don't worry. There are like few other concepts again which will come for this. So this is how, like, we'll be doing. So again, this is a learning rate, and this is a change in loss for your theta, and finally for the old value you add a value and you get a new value. Okay, this is how it is done. So okay, cool. So this is all fine now. So what we have is, this is just a single cell, right? So instead of a single cell, there will be like multiple layers as well. So for a simplicity, like for to start the session, like during initial days, we'll discuss only a single layer. And when we go on further, like actually towards deep learning, we'll actually discuss like there will be like hundreds of layers together. Okay, we'll be discussing that in further classes. But as of now, let's go with this single layer one. So we call it like single layer perceptron. So okay, so let's don't talk about these now. Let me not give the names in the initial sessions, so we can give it further. So let's say these are our inputs, okay, from where we get, and from here, so what you have is you can have few cells. These are inputs, okay, not any computation happens here. These are just inputs. I'm writing it as cells. So from here, what is happening is let's write it as x1, x2, x3. From here, these are the three inputs, and this is a layer, and finally with that we get one more output. Okay, so this is output layer. So what we call this is input layer, this is output layer. So what happens in between? Okay, so these here it is a single layer, so but it can be multiple layers as well. So instead of a single this one, so we can have more. Okay, so on. But as of now, let's discuss only a single layer one. Okay, so what will happen is these doesn't, so these are input, right? So these inputs doesn't just connect to a single one. So this is for a single, like we actually have discussed about this, right? So these are the three inputs which inside, like we had an add function here, right? So and it for condition it will fire. So doesn't this look like same? Okay, and finally you get an output which will be displayed through this. Okay, so let's say this condition is here, we can treat it as that way. So and similarly we can also have the same thing here, right? So these three connected to this cell, and from this cell you again get an output. And similarly the same thing can happen with this third one, and these three are here. From this you get an output, and these three outputs we are consolidating, and you get a final output. Okay, so this is the input layer. So this x1, x2, x3, this is your input layer, this is your output layer. And internally here what happened, each cell is connected to each other cell in a next layer. Okay, this is how it happens. So in case if you have 4, here we wrote it 3, so but in case if you have 4, still the same way. So each cell will be connected to each other cell here, and this way, this way, this way, similarly this way, this way, this way, this way. Okay, so this is how the connections will be inside. So if there are like, if you add one more layer here, again you have connections with each of these to each of other this, just like this. Okay, so and finally you get an output. This is a single layer perceptron, we can use this word. So this is for a single layer one, and if you add like few more layers, we can call it as a multi-layer perceptron. So this is how it is there. Okay, now what actually happens is, for every connection here, so what we had for every connection here, we have a weight, right? So let me write it here, like what we are actually doing here is y is wx plus b, right? So you can have this w or theta x plus b, both are same. Like here we call it w, in we call it both representation, it can be anything. So here what we have done, so here w1 into x1, let me write it with a different one. Okay, so what we had here is y is w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3 plus b, right? So this w1 x1 plus w2, this one, like we can actually make it as W1, W3, W3, X1, X2, X3, right? We can make it like this, right? Plus B. This we call it W. This we call it X plus B. So this is how it is there. And this we actually called Y1 here. So let's call it, but it's a generic formula, right? And then again, like you have a condition which will decide like what to find. Okay, so and these need not be there as well, right? So some cases I don't want to fire it at this level. Maybe in this case I want to only fire at the last point, and till here I will leave it as this. Okay, so this can also happen. So just that, like for every value you are just passing, there is no condition or there, that condition always is satisfied. So it can be that way as well, right? Or you can keep a condition. So it depends on you how you design your network. This is completely like giving you a custom solution that what you want, like you can design it that way. Means like here instead of 3 I want it like 4 neurons. Okay, and then again I want to have 3 neurons, then I want to have like 5 neurons. I don't want it to be just decreasing like this, and then I want to be like this. So and this is an input. Okay, you can have it this way as well. So here, but what you have is these weights will get increased enormously. So every line what you have here will have a weight, right? So W1, W2, W3, W4. Similarly, W1. What we have is like here, because there are so many, what we do is instead of a single notation, we use a double notation. Like let us say, let me write it with spaciously. Okay, so this is, let us say this is one X1, X2, X3. So this connection we call it W with a weight W11, W12, W13, W14, like this. Okay, because here there are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this notation, let us use this notation. So and if you take the second, maybe the other way around as well. Oh, this we are calling. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so we actually should fix one notation, and we should continue it for others as well for the rest of the sessions. So similarly, here what happened is, here it is one always, which we called it for this input one, right? Similarly, this is a second cell here. So with that we had it here. Okay, so similarly, we can also we have the second one, right? Let me denote it with the different color, so it will be easy to differentiate between this. And here, this is 2-1, W22, W23, W24. Okay, so and similarly, the third one, W31, W32, W33, W34. Okay, and this is just for a single layer. What you have is, finally, what you actually had here is, let me write it as a matrix here. Okay, W11, W12, W13, W14, W21, W22, 132, 33, 34. Okay, so this is a weight matrix what you have, and also for these weight matrix, you for every neuron again you will have one bias term, right? So this, let's say B1, B2, B3, B4. Okay, this is X. Let us say this is X, and plus. So what will be the next part here? So here there should be 4. Okay, so in that case we okay, so what you get here is something like this. I think it should be the other way around. So here there are 3. Okay, then it's fine. So because there are 4, B1, B2, B3, B4. Okay, So you will have your values this way, so that finally what you get is like something like this. Okay, so your output here are 4 here. Okay, so yeah, you have 4 outputs, right? So it will be like this. I'm thinking there is the representation, is it right or not? I'm not sure. Maybe there will be a transpose here, and finally you get like B1, B2, B3, B4, right? So because here it is like 3 row into 1, here it is 3 row into 4 columns. So actually this way you can't multiply. So right. So what you should be multiplying with is like x1 should have these 4. It's fine, but it should not be represented this way. It should be slightly different, because here you don't have a multiplication, right? So it should be transpose of this, which will actually have 4 by 3. Then you will be able to multiply and get a 4 by 1, right? So what you should be having is 4 rows and a single column. So it will be like this. 1 W, wait, W21. So this is where actually should come. So 3 1. Let me correct in the next session what exactly the notation will be used. So, but just for an idea, let's go forward with this W13, W14. I think it should be the other way around. But let me correct you in the next session what exactly to be used. Okay, 23, W24, W31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so now you will be able to multiply and get a 4 by 1 matrix. So finally what you get is y1, y2, y3, y4, which are these things: y1, y2, y3, y4. Okay, now you got like 4, right? So this, now again what we do is, you if you see here.
Voice is breaking out.
Oh, okay. How about now? Hello? Hello? Hello, Shankar, how about now?
Raj. Fine, Rajesh.
Is it fine? Okay. Okay,
I
thanks.
think still
So,
it is breaking.
is it breaking? Is it? So, yes, right. So now with this multiplication, now it is a 4 by 3 matrix. So under the 3 by 1, like which you will be getting a 4 by 1, and again this is again a 4 by 1 matrix. You are adding it up. You add a bias here, and with this value, you got this y1, y2, y3, y4, which are outputs of this cell. Okay. So now this, instead of like what we do is, again, if you take this output, what we have is, again we have a connection here and finally to a single cell. Okay, so let's see what exactly it is. So this is again something like you have an inputs, right? So let's say you have a final output here, and let's say capital Y, which is a final output. Okay, so this one, what we are doing is, again here. Okay, you can actually connect from here. I'm actually connecting it from here. Both are same. Don't think it is different. So this, we have a connection. Okay, and this again for every connection, as I told before, so it will have some weights, right? So this layer, let's say, is a 0th layer, like initially when we start. So this, let's call it as a 0. Okay, similarly we have like 1. This is 1, right? So W11, W12, W1, there is no other, right, as 1 2. So there is only 2 1, 2 3 1, W4 1, and this is in a different layer. So this is our layer 1. Okay, so everything we also note it with the layer number. Maybe layer can start with 0 or layer can start with 1. Okay, and similarly bias as well. So, and here it is a new layer, right? So we have something like this, and finally you get an output. Again, you have a bias term, right? So here it is only one. So let's call it with one, B1 dash. So what you have over here, it is same as like what we did before. What we do, like y1 into w11. So let me write the function here. You have 4 here, right? Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4. So these, what we do is we have to do a multiplication with these 4. So this is 4 by 1, right? So finally your output is a single value. So you have W11, 21, 31, 41. So we have denoted with the layer as 1. So just to, because like if there are again like few more, you need to differentiate between them, right? So for that reason, and here B1, 1. This will be your final output as Y. So where you have is a single value, W111, Y1 plus W211, Y2, W311, Y3, W411, Y4 plus B11. So this is your final Y. Here you can keep a condition as well, or like I'm not representing the condition part, but you can keep a condition as well. And with that, you finally calculate your actual Y. Okay, so this is how your competition within the neural network will happen. And what you do is, if for this particular neural network, how many weights do you have? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, and 3 4s are 12. And then here 4 more. There are 16 weights and 4 plus 1, 5 bias. For this particular network, we with a single hidden layer, and these are cells are layer 4 in the hidden layer, right? So with this, we call it, right, like we have actually 16 weights and 5 bias for this. And in case if we add one more cell here, what will happen is there will be like for each of this, like you have like 3 more and plus bias 1, right? And 1 more here. So you will add like just like by adding one cell, you will add 4 more weights here. Okay, so like that, actually by adding your cell, your weights will increase. So the complexity of your model will actually increase by adding weights. So what you have is each Y1 again is a combination of these things, right? You can again replace it with Y11 into X1 plus Y11 into X2 plus so on. So is it something similar to what we have finally? Is it not in this kind of equation? Plus theta 3 x3 so on. So it can be a combination as well, it can be multiplication as well, it can be anything. But what we finally have is something like this, right? So but here this is completely linear as of now. What we discussed is completely linear, because what you have here is like x1 plus x2 plus x3. Again here x1 plus x2 plus x3. Here again x1 plus x2 plus x3. The weights will be there. Finally, you will have something like this. Okay, you'll be getting in this formula, and this is completely linear term. Like you can't get x1 into x2 in this part till now. Okay, we did not get as of now. So, but we'll be getting it in further. So we will know. We should be like till now it is all linear, but as we have learned in like few of our sessions in classical machine learning, there introducing a non-linearity would actually be required for kind of like learning different dimension which can't be linearly separable, and such kind of scenario, adding a non-linearity is like very much recommended and will be helpful in doing it. Okay, so we'll discuss about those as well, and even here how we'll be how we'll be using this, like how to do gradient descent in further session. So